everyone, welcome back to Marketing 100. I'm Kayle, your salon and spa business bestie, and I'm joined today, as always, by my good friend and the founder of the Salon Business, John Halberg. We are on a mission to bring you 100 snackable, tactical marketing tips to help you level up your salon business game, and today is no different. Today, John is telling us about something special. He's excited about it. Look at his face. What are we talking about, John?
Recruit people who are different to you. This is something that I've come back to many times with business owners, especially business owners who are kind of moving from being a solo business into building a team. That it's a common mistake to fall into believing that in order for us to grow the business, what we need to do is to recruit people that are like mini versions of ourselves. Kind of because of the fear of like the brand that we've built, the business that we've built, that we really should bring on people that really fit with that brand, fit with our values, and therefore go for people who are very close to, similar to who we are as business owners when we first founded it. And this can come with a number of challenges. One business owner that I was working with, she had people joining the team. They spent about a year in the role and then they left. And this kept happening over and over, coming in, spending a year, learning the ropes, and then leaving.
This is pretty common.
Yeah, and we were talking about it, like, why is this happening? Like, what's going on here? And I was asking her, like, okay, how does your recruitment look like? And what do you do? What do you look for in the people that you are bringing on? And she started to describing, like, the drive they need to have. They started to describe, like, even what they should look like and, like, what attributes they should have, what they should be good at. And, like, as she kept explaining that, I was like, you're basically describing yourself, right? And that was like a realization, like, yeah, I am describing myself. Like, this is exactly like me, basically. And and then I was asking, like, okay, and didn't you work in a business, you were there for a year and then decided to leave in order to start this business that you're in right now? It's like, yeah, that's it. So like, why do you think people who are coming onto the team that are the same profile as you wouldn't do the same, right? And I think that was kind of like a big realization of, if we only bring on people that have like the same goal as we do, the same drive and ambition that we do, or like thinking in the same way, I mean, you'll get a similar type of behavior. That can be good in some cases, but if you're only building that in your team, that can be a little bit hard. And so building diversity, having people come in that are different to you, is just good for a lot of reasons, especially when you're scaling your business.
Salon culture is the heart of your business. It's crucial that the culture be correct in your business and that the fit be good. And I think that a lot of times business owners get caught up in the like, oh, I'm just going to hire somebody who's like me because I trust me. Most of the time, it's not the way to go. We talked about this on the show before. We're like, you can't just hire another you because you might not get along with you. Like we talked about on our previous episode, I think our tip was get the out of the way, right? As a salon owner, if you're keeping a grip on your salon too tightly, on your stylist too tightly, which it sounds like may have been the case with the salon owner we talked about here, then you're going to squeeze the life out of it, right? Or you're going to push people away. And if you hire somebody who's just like you, then you're going to butt heads, right? If you have that much, need for control. I think it's super important to hire people who are complementary personalities to yours, not the same personality as yours, right? They should fit. It should be a bouquet of personalities that work well together, not just a bunch of mini-me's who are going to butt heads and eventually, have some horrible blow up in the business.
There's a few things that needs to be true for all the ones you bring on board your team. The values that you have in your business, that they actually work with them. And when you're interviewing them and they're giving examples of how they've worked in different situations and what they've done in the past, you want to make sure that they're demonstrating the type of values and behavior that you want to see in your business. So, there's things like that are, of course, important, that you need to be true for everyone that you bring on. But there's a number of other things that I think you should look for and make sure that you actually have a diversity of that. Like in the example I gave, that was very much about like the goal that they have, like their individual goal. What do they want to do? Do they want to become a business owner? Do they want to be like even better at the work that they're doing? Or do they just want like safety and stability and just want a job that they can stay in for a long time and have like safety in that? Like whatever their personal goal is, there you can have some diversity. You want some people who are just like, they're going to stay for a longer time. They might not be the ones that's going to be like driving the most initiative or creating things, right? But they're going to be there. You're going to be able to rely on them. And that's kind of like what their goal is. And then you're going to have others who actually like want to go start a business. They're super entrepreneurial. Maybe you should bring one of them in and also like maybe give them if they're really living up to that and that's the drive that they have, at some point they might get some equity in your business and like be like really part of like driving that forward. But not everyone, right? So like having a mix of like what actually are their personal goals, depending on what your business needs right now, I think is something to consider. You touched on like personality before as well. There's like a ton of different like personality profiling tools and stuff you can use, like the Myers-Briggs. You have the like color profiles of the red, the blue, the yellow. I'm sure you're familiar with some of those. I think they do have a role to play, these models, even if they are simplifying too much. But it still gives you some type of framework when you're kind of creating a first impression with someone, like what type of profile is this, right? You're bringing on different personalities on the team, because you'll have some people who just like before they make a decision, before they do something, they want to analyze all the data and like understand all the different options that they have. And you have others who just want to like, just want to go, right? You can't even talk to them for like longer than 3 seconds and they get bored, right? You'll have like all of these type of different profiles, and like having a mix of that in your team. Some people just take initiatives, others that picks up that initiative and making sure that it actually happens and follows through and don't mind following up on that afterwards and making sure that works. But having a mix of a team that can kind of like, that can supplement each other and complement each other makes for a stronger team.
You should be hiring the kind of people that you respect, right? Like if you meet with them, you speak with them, you have respect for their ambition, for their education, for their acumen, for their drive, whatever it is. If you come away from that interview with that person, you're like, I respect that person, their hustle, their drive, their whatever it is. Like if that's something that appeals to you on a level where you're like, I appreciate that thing about that person, whether or not I want to be that person's friend, like I understand and respect their motivations, and that's clear to me, and that speaks to their character. That's what I look for. And I think that's a really important thing to consider when you're looking at hiring somebody, is not just like, would I hang out with this person outside of work? It's like, do I respect this person and their views, their morals, their standpoints, their hustle, or their drive, whatever it is? Because if you respect them, there's a much higher chance that you would be able to effectively work with them, grow them, and have them grow alongside your business, right? So think about that kind of thing too. Like, how do you feel when you step away from a meeting, an interview with somebody? Think about like the actual, those aspects of their personality that might make them a viable member of your team and a viable like lever in growing your business.
Kind of more obvious, but that's also like their skill set, right? What can they do? Are they maybe like really good with like textured hair or like barbering or something that you don't have today, and just like bringing them on could actually open up the opportunity to offer more services than what you're doing today, right? So like looking at the skill set is another way to actually like broaden your offering through diversity so that you can attract more clients or like offer more services than what you're doing today. We actually talked about that in a very recent episode around like renting out or like, utilizing more of your space to like have another service being performed, and how that can really help you attract more businesses, make them more loyal as well, and etc. Looking for skills is of course an important aspect as well, where you also want an element of diversity. Different people will also resonate with different clients. That's just human, right? That how we connect with the business is through the people we meet, and making sure that you have a diverse team will also open up for potentially more clients who actually see that you have people that are more like them, or like that can, really understand what they need. So just having that diversity also makes your business stronger in that sense, that you can actually appeal to more clients than you can if you just have minimies and everyone is basically the same, and attracting the same type of client. And the clients you have coming in is just like asking for you as the business owner, because that's who they used to go to, and now they're going to someone who's just a mini-me, right? But like actually building that diversity can also help you grow your business.
Different clients are going to vibe with different stylists in your salon, and they're going to have different needs and wants, and they might, do better with somebody who's more laid back than somebody who's like super amped up. They might be more comfortable with somebody who's like really chatty versus somebody who's like overly quiet, right? You're going to have clients who want one or the other and are more comfortable with one or the other. So ensuring that you've got different personality types of clientele covered by different personality types of stylists, it's really important. It's really important to be able to actually appeal to a diverse clientele and not just sort of stick to a little bubble, right? Because then it's much harder to grow.
Is it a marketing idea, or is it another thing? Is it about recruitment? I don't know. But what I know is that it can influence how you can attract clients. It will influence what you can offer them. It will have an impact on how you grow your business. And that is what this show is all about, Marketing 100, where we're walking you through tips and tricks like this every week. And what we're talking about today, we have resources available over at the salonbusiness.com, which we're linking to as well in this description. And you know that our software of choice when running a salon business is MangoMint. There is no doubt. If you click the link in the description, you get 2 months for free on us, and you will understand what I mean with that.
That's what we've got for you today. Thanks for tuning into another episode of Marketing 100. If you want more snackable, tactical marketing tips like these, like John said, you can check us out over on the salonbusiness.com. We've got full-length articles for every topic we talk about here on the show with a ton more resources for you. If you want to never miss an episode or an article, you can get subscribed over on the salonbusiness.com. If you want more snackable, tactical marketing tips like these in video form so you can see our beautiful faces, get subscribed. It's that little white button down below. There's a bell next to it. I'm going to want you to ring that shit so you can hear us every time we shout at you. Like John said, try out MangoMint. We've got our special deal at the link in the description below. As always, thank you, John. Thank you for everybody who's tuning in right now. I'm Kayle, your salon and spa business bestie, and I'll see you in the next episode of Marketing 100.